Hello, I'm Stuart McNiell, and welcome to the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum. This is our Squadron Ready Room, located in the gallery deck in the Combat Information Center. Now, this space is set up to look like a 1960s era ready room. However, during that period of Intrepid's history, rooms like this would be much further below deck in order to protect pilots from potential attack. This space is normally viewable to the public through those pieces of glass right over there on the other side of the room. However, today we're going to take a little behind-the-scenes tour. As we look around this space, it's important to understand just how important pilots were to Intrepid. Intrepid was an aircraft carrier and pilots flew those aircraft. This placed them among the most valuable and respected people on board. Pilots also had an extremely dangerous job. Rooms like this would be the last place a pilot would see before going out on their mission, and it would be the first place they would go upon return. Many pilots never saw this room again. Ready rooms like this were primarily used as meeting places for mission briefings and debriefings, but they were also an important place for pilots to just come and hang out with other pilots. They could relax, de-stress, even play games in here. And, given pilots' special status on board, there are even a few luxuries afforded for them. These chairs, for example, they're extra padded, they have a tray table here for taking notes, and they can even recline. They are unlike any chair that you might find elsewhere on the ship, and I can tell you they are obscenely comfortable. Ready rooms were also one of the few air-conditioned spaces on the ship. Now this thing right here is a 16mm film projector. It'd mostly be used for showing footage of flights for briefings and debriefings, but it could also be used to show movies, complete with popcorn. Back in the back is a coffee maker. There was always a pot of coffee waiting for pilots. Was it good coffee? No, but it was always there. Now over here against this wall, we can see a rack of Vietnam-era uniforms and gear. Pilots always kept their gear in the ready room in case they were needed so that they could grab them at a moment's notice. This is the podium from which the squadron commander would lead briefings and debriefings. And this television had a feed from the flight deck so the pilots could watch takeoffs and landings from right here in the ready room. And this is the mission board. It's a clear piece of plexiglass. This is where you would write important information for the upcoming mission, and it would be written from the back to provide pilots with an unobstructed view of what they were writing. Writing backwards was, of course, a really necessary skill on the Intrepid. And last but not least, a little piece of museum magic. This piece of black cloth looks like a rolled-up projector screen to anybody looking from out behind these pieces of glass. However, you can see it's actually just a piece of black cloth. Pretty cool, huh? And that does it for our tour of the Squadron Ready Room. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're ever in New York City, come on down to the Intrepid Sea, Air, and Space Museum and see this space as well as many of our other historic spaces. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Stuart McNiell.